People rely on their memory way too much in this industry. Like all the hallway conversations, remember I told you this? No, I don't remember at all. And it's funny because I think it used to work that way. Oh, I talked to such and such last week. He had a good game. Um, Coach wanted me to come see him at 2 o'clock. That worked. It doesn't work when you got money rolling because once money start moving, you cannot remember off the top of your head who you promised $200,000 to and who you promised 2 million to. Because you think about, oh yeah, I've one wrong zero blows your budget. One less zero, you lose a recruit. And I think like people were so accustomed to just remembering the conversations or oh I remember when we talked and he told me he was preparing for the game or and this from like the recruiting side or he told me he was taking his last class so he should be done with it. Like those were a process that was normal where they would essentially have a ad hoc hallway conversation about an athlete or about a practice plan, and people would just remember that. Well, you can't take that same approach when you talk about money. Like there's too many things involved, too many people involved, and too many conversations have been had on this one subject for you to say, "I'm gonna remember when I get back to the office." And that's where I believe governance comes in. That one thing that I try to like not do is have the hallway conversations. Don't don't text me, especially if I don't have your number saved. Don't don't text me. Don't send me a voice note because I'm probably not gonna remember what you said in it. Send me an email, and that's for two reasons. One, it's a timestamp. Two, I can go back and find that. Me trying to go find your text message when I didn't save your phone number, and you saying, "Hey, remember when we talked on elevator the other day?" No, I don't remember that at all. What I say, and it's a tough position to be in to even ask an agent what I said, because now if I'm an agent, I'm like, oh, he don't even remember. Oh, you said you was gonna give my client 500,000, and you can't even remember if that was true or not. Now there are people who have an exception, right? Who are the exception, but they're not the rule. Who can remember oh yeah, I remember I told him this, and something triggers and they remember. But you have to get it triggered. There's people like me who can put in the information into the system, into the sheet, and remember who's getting this because it's already been committed. But if there's no commitment there, I'm probably not gonna just remember all of the we could, it should, I think I did, or I told him I let him know. Like that there is not something that I'm trying to commit to memory. Send me a note. Send me an email. Put it on paper. Something where we can all say this was it was solid, right? And I think like when we enter into the new space of what governance actually looks like, you got to put in rules. It's annoying, right? It's like send me an email. Don't shoot me a text. Nothing. Cause I want to protect you, protecting me, right? And I want to protect myself too. So for me to say we're all on the same page, one, you're gonna think this through when you send me the email. You're gonna think it through, and it's gonna have to make sense because eventually this will be shown to the group. So we're gonna have to be on the same page. So you can't send an email off of a. I think I told him this. I might remember one time a couple years ago I got an email and they said, yeah, I was talking to the athlete and I think I told him that we was gonna do this. Can you follow up with them and see what? Like you just told me you told him you was gonna see about something, but you can't remember what it was. So I'm gonna call him and say, hey, that thing y'all talked about, do you remember? Now we having a weird conversation. Hey, you like, man, I don't even know. I think. he said this, and I'm on the phone like, well, I don't know what he said either. So it's like, let's just call this a wash. Let's start over from zero, right? And I think that happens way too much in this space. So much so that you see a lot of people saying, "Oh, coach lied to me," or "I was told this and that's not true," and you promised this and I got here and it ain't happened. A lot of that comes from just having a casual conversation of the "I'll let you know, we'll see, I'll get back with you," and then you're remembering it. You hang up the phone, you go down the hall, a new conversation starts. Now that conversation just took precedence over the one that you just had. So then you forgot, and then you come and you say, "Man, I was supposed to tell you something," and I'm like, tell me what? It's gonna come to me. So now I'm waiting till they come back to you, but I walk off. I go have another conversation about something else. Now I'm working on that. Lo and behold, what I'm working on has been null and voided because what you just remembered trumps that. So I was doing this work because somebody told me to do this, but you just remember what you said. Now I'm like, yeah, this can't even happen. But had you remembered, had you had a process of like, hey, this I got off the phone. Here's the message that needs to go to the person who like needed this, on this info. I get it. When I had this conversation here, I can say, nah, we can't do that because this. But because I don't have the information, or the person don't have the info that they need, we all sitting in here in the blind, promising stuff, writing stuff up, making work, making documents and spreadsheets and letters and all kinds of stuff. And half this stuff is irrelevant because somebody is trying to keep it up in their memory. And then when they remember, it's like, man, we just spent all this time doing this work, and you had the answer before we started all this because you're trying to remember. It's impossible to remember. And I'll tell you this last part. Think about a football team. There's 105, so that's 105 different contracts. That's 105 different agents. It's 105 different parents. It's 105 different agreements, right? I'm supposed to remember off the top of my head what these 10 got going on and what these 20 have going on. But we got to make sure though that these 5 are happy too. Just off memory. We all just got to just make sure that we remembering stuff. So I say all that to say, like, if you're not gonna govern over the process, at least add to the governance where it's like it's aiding and not hurting, because you trying to remember it all. It's the